In 2018, Marvel released Avengers Infinity War. Spoiler alert, pero natalo ang Avengers, Thanos does the snap, and half of all life in the universe is gone. And Thanos goes back to this planet. And you get this weird feeling. Oo, pinatay niya si Black Panther, si Spider-Man, pati na si Bucky. But you feel this sense of peace. Dahil siguro sa magandang music and sa expression sa mukha ni Thanos. But most of all, because of the visuals. You see all this green, these beautiful mountains, and if you're Filipino, it's more than just peace. Because you see the Philippines. Oo, may konting CGI, pero that's Panawe Rice Terraces. Kahit gaano karaming visual effects, halatang halata pa rin. And if you're watching this, most likely you live in a city. And you only see this type of scenery when you're on vacation. Pag pumunta kang Baguio, kasama ang pamilya mo. O nag-day trip ka sa Montalban, kasama yung mga kaibigan mo. And when you see this on screen, you remember those times. And this is the feeling I'm talking about. A feeling that you might get for 30 seconds during a Hollywood blockbuster movie, but a feeling that's so abundant in local films. And this feeling is the reason you should watch more Filipino movies. Let's get ready to rumble! How y'all doing? My name is Ryan and I like to ramble about Filipino culture. So kung trip mo yan, please do consider subscribing. I post new videos every single Thursday. But today we're back with another video essay. I decided to start a Filipino YouTube channel because I felt like no one was talking about Filipino movies. But the more local movies I watched, the more addicted I got to this feeling. A feeling I couldn't explain, and a feeling I couldn't get from watching Hollywood movies. It's a feeling I got when I watched Fangirl, and I saw Paulo Avellino drive through EDSA. At naalala ko lahat ng beses na burat ako sa traffic ng EDSA. Or when I watched Kagamboy, and I heard this. And even with period films like Henry Luna and Oro Plata Mata, sobrang ibang experience panoorin yung mga nangyari nung time na yon kumpara nung araling panlipunan class at binabasa ko lang yung nangyari. It makes you think about ano kaya yung ginagawa ng ancestors ko nung panahon na to. So what is this feeling? Well, this feeling is representation. It's seeing a character who looks like you, who talks like you, and who thinks like you. And it's human nature to want to see these things, to want to see yourself represented on screen. And we do have bits and pieces of representation in Western movies. We saw this in Raya and the Last Dragon, which was based on Southeast Asian cultures. She was doing arnis, she ate what looked like sinigang, at sobrang nakarelate ang mga Pinoy dito. And I think that's great. It's really cool that Disney is becoming more and more diverse. Pero kung gusto mong maramdaman yung tunay na representation, yung buong buo, look nowhere else but in local films. Where else will you find a movie about love, about loss, and a bus trip na sobrang haba, naramdam mo na sa puwet mo? And when you think about it, Korea doesn't wait for Disney to make a film about them. They make the film. Which leads me to reason number 2 why you should watch more Filipino movies. The more people watch, the better the movies are gonna get. Movies are dictated by the audience. Kung yung masa lang ang manunood, edi yung masa lang ang masusunod. And we're only gonna get Vice Ganda movies forever. I know I make fun of Vice Ganda movies a lot, but there's honestly a place for movies like that in Philippine cinema. But at the same time, I don't think anyone outside of the Philippines will enjoy those movies. We need to be more like Korea, where they have stories about Korean problems, but are powerful enough to make other people think. And they have such a strong cinema industry today. So strong that they can actually push their products like Kia and Samsung to other countries. And I know what you're thinking. Ryan, you sound very, very jealous of Korean cinema. Kasi naman, ganon talaga. Same age naman ang Philippine cinema at Korean cinema. I would argue na same lang yung talent level, pero yung diferensya, yung isa may support ng government nila. And Korean movie theaters have a premium on putting local films in the movie houses. Kaya oo, sobrang naiinggit ako pero that's a discussion for another time. So let's go back to Philippine movies. And you might think na sinasabi ko lang na Pinoy characters, Pinoy location, mas maganda agad. Well, yes and no. A bad movie is still a bad movie. But if you have a Pinoy setting and Pinoy characters, you'll have the space to talk about Pinoy issues. And because of that, we have movies that talk about celebrity culture, the drug war, fake news and human rights violations, stories that we feel need to be told. And I get it. Kahit bukas na nga ang mga theaters, would you really risk your life for a Filipino movie? Willing siguro akong i-risk magka-COVID para sa Dune or Spider-Man, but probably not for the next Vic Soto or Coco Martin movie. At kahit sa Netflix, maraming magandang pelikula doon, pero sobrang konti rin ng selection. At kahit yung mga iFlix, mga iWant, kulang rin. I was trying to find the movie Citizen Jake this week, pero hindi ko mahanap kahit saan sa internet. At yung mga Filipino classics din tulad ng Kisap Mata. Hindi ko siya nakita sa kahit anong legal na streaming platform. Nakalulungkot lang na kailangan ko pang i-pirate ang isang pelikula para panoorin. In a perfect world, there would be a streaming service for all the best Filipino films. But while we wait for that, I encourage you to watch more Filipino movies. Medyo mahirap nga ngayon, but when you find that one movie that puts into film, puts into words, puts into a story, something you've been wanting to say for a very long time, maybe your whole life, I promise you, it's worth it. Hoy mga Pinoy, ito na ang medisina, nagbabagong apoy, linagyan ng gasolina, kaya't tinatanong pa ba kung kanino at sino ang tiyak na puntahan sa kulturang Pilipino? Ako na ang sagot, ang dakilang gamot.